Hey, do you love music but have a hard time keeping up with it?
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Well, we got a show all about music.
Who with it now?
So join me, Jonah Ray.
Shut up, dummy.
And me, Cash Hartzell. And weekly feature, Neil Mahoney.
Nailed it.
As we discuss the current events in the world of music with our guests.
Get off the cross, dude.
And play some minute music from listeners.
I was expecting a bigger reaction.
Things can get pretty heated,
First of all, fuck you.
but we always guarantee sound drops. Boy, you wiping your ass with your socks. So check us out wherever you listen to podcasts.
Motherfucker, Google it, dog.
And if you want your music featured on this show, email us at jonahradio, RAYDIO, @gmail.com.
Starbane's Audio.
Dan and Ren and Jay will share tales of folks so unaware they lack in grace and sometimes choose the life they choose will make the news. Breaking down each epic fail in Florida, there's half-price bail. I'm happy to say they couldn't make this up. So listen to our podcast jam with co-hosts Arm and Dan. Members, don't be a jerk, cause when the music hits, the funny hits, and we are gonna take you down. Stick around. Make a sound, hunker down, it's Dumb People Town.
Hey, Townies, welcome to another episode of Dumb People Town. Population you, Population Jefferies, Jim Jefferies.
Hello.
Welcome to the show, brother.
Thank you for having me.
I think this show is so, as I was telling you right before we started, up your alley. We got a chance to hang out and do your awesome podcast.
Right.
And we watched you do your Comedy Central show, and it was fantastic. First of all, I love the Comedy Central show.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
And love what you do. And I feel like your attitude towards life and your comedy, whatnot, fits perfectly with what is going on.
Well, I
here.
do a very unique show of a guy sitting at a desk with a box over his shoulder.
And
So
you just
this
yell,
is
yeah.
never been done before.
Not on Comedy Central. That's the first time on Comedy Central. So good job. Good on you. No, but we believe that the world is getting dumber, and I'd love your take on this. Do you believe that it's either getting dumber or we're just shining a light on the dumb, or is dumber getting louder?
I think that the dumb people are having more of a voice than they've ever had.
Yes.
And it's become disrespectful to call someone stupid.
Right? Yes.
So because it's become disrespectful to call people stupid, the stupid are feeling smart.
Yes. And emboldened in a way.
And also having so much information, having 600 TV channels has made us all watch narrower things.
Yeah. That's it.
You know, we're just watching The Bachelorette and shit like that.
And how about your news feed? If you go on to a news feed and you click on a few articles, then they'll just keep throwing you articles in that area.
You'll see the same thing over and over and over again. It's like even just like with old movies and stuff. Like I was talking to my girlfriend about like Laurel and Hardy, and she's like never heard of him. And she goes, "Well, that was before my time." I go, "It was before my time as well."
Exactly. Well, how old do you think I am?
Yeah. Like you know about Hitler, right?
Exactly.
He was also before your time.
I know. And his movies were funny, but not as funny as Laurel and
Well,
Hardy.
the thing was because I used to have 4 channels.
Right.
And so that was what was on a Sunday. The midday movie was
Laurel
some
and Hardy.
old Laurel and
That's
Hardy,
right.
or you know, and I even Ma and Pa Kettle films and stuff. I know this isn't a movie show, but I mean, you got exposed to more things.
Totally.
Then when you're a kid now, my kid just watches the same network, just watches the Cartoon Network. That's all he watches, and then he watches YouTube clips of people unwrapping gifts. And which is super dumb.
It is so dumb. I mean, it's good to be happy for people who get things, but I get so mad. I get mad when my kids say they watch people on like, you know, TikTok or like any sort of things like that with those types of things. Because I'm like, go out and create your own shit. Please go out and create your own stuff. Like, go out and do that. But it is an amazing thing that like we have been made more narrow by the stuff we watch and the things we see.
My son, the only person that I've ever met or know that my son's really, really impressed by is Steve-O. And like, I like Steve-O.
Yeah, great. I mean,
but because my son watches fails over and over again. It's people falling on their ass.
He doesn't even know him from Jackass.
But then I said, look, I know a guy who's really good at fails.
Right. Yeah.
And I Googled him a few Jackass things. You know,
he's
the
failed
shit.
at life.
And then they're like, that's some good fails. And he's like, Dad.
Those are epic. By the way, those are some good fails, some good epic fails.
I was once punched on stage at the Comedy Store in like 2006, and I got on the surveillance cameras, right? And I was on one of the fail shows that my son was watching, YouTube clips and montage and stuff. He just ran upstairs. Dad, you're a fail.
Really?
You're one of the fails.
No
He
way.
never even seen it. He was over the moon.
You're like, I am. I am a fail. I'm a failure is what it really is. What it is.
right, well,
well,
we have
here's
some
the deal.
epic
So
fails
our
in the-
fans send us great stories, and we're going to get into one right now if you're game for it. Dan,
Yep.
what do we got?
Okay, you ready?
Yes.
All right, my friends. This was sent in by Andrea Lewis at Andy, ANDI, _LEW2. Thank you, Andrea.
Thanks, girl.
As always, Andrea did what you need to do, and that is just at Daniel Van Kirk on Twitter, #DumbPeopleTown. That is the only way that I will get stories.
Let's do it.
Dayton, Ohio.
You don't normally get them from there.
One of the two. So we're assuming there's another one. We
Right.
aren't even dealing with that.
One of the two.
One of the two ex-Dayton post office workers who allegedly stole packages with drugs and sold them for money said he shouldn't be singled out because other workers do the same thing.
So-
that is some logic.
So it's the I'm not wrong because other people are also doing
I'm
wrong
not wrong
Yes.
because I'm popular. What
I'm
I'm
not-
doing is the popular
I'm not
thing.
wrong because the thing I'm doing is wrong and I'm wrong. I'm not wrong because other people are doing wrong things too.
Ted Bundy could have used the same defense.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm not the only person who's killed people.
I'm not the only person
This
who's
has been going on like since before Jack the Ripper.
Yeah,
That's when
right.
they started recording it.
Right,
Exactly. So
I'm just
what?
the guy
I
who
put
got
him
a
in
law
my
degree.
fridge.
I got a law degree on the side.
Yeah.
That makes me different, but the rest of these
It's not
people.
like I'm Jeffrey Dahmer. I killed women.
I killed
like,
women.
What's the problem?
The whole post office. This is a quote.
Speaking of the post office.
Speaking of
The
post
whole
office.
post office. Everybody steals drugs. Desmond A. Pauley said Tuesday outside of Dayton's U.S. District Courthouse, where he is scheduled to be arraigned and plead Friday.
I just love that people are still sending drugs through the mail.
Yeah, let's talk about those
Right?
idiots, the people who mail the drugs.
I know.
You deserve to get it stolen.
But then when you like,
They
there
teach
is
you a
there is a
lesson.
thing where you mail the drugs, and it's only the person who picks them up who gets in trouble, right? They can't
Yes.
find out who posted them.
Right.
You could
So,
have.
so here's the way around it: you post it to your next door neighbor
Someone you
when
hate.
you know they're on holidays.
That's right. Someone you don't like. You've been having.
See, I'm not dumb.
You're having a dispute about the fence, and you're like, "Here, I'll fix
Look,
that."
look what you got in the mail.
You get a little something like that.
That is genius.
Well, the idea that also that you need to mail drugs somewhere that there's no way to get whatever you're looking for in your town. Can't we
Right.
get everything everywhere now?
Yeah.
I like to take edibles when I get on a plane. I used
Really?
to take Xanax on long flights. Now I like to take some edibles and chill out on the flight.
Yeah.
Sure.
My theory is this: as long as I take them in California, am
You're
I in
good.
trouble? Like
No.
I don't take,
No.
if I have extra with me and then I land in a non-marijuana place.
Well,
what
first of all,
happens
they
then?
never, there's no, we don't have the customs or anything, so they're never going to check.
They're never gonna check
And
on the other end.
LAX just announced a month or two ago that they will not be giving citations for
Weed. Yes.
They don't care. Even though they're federally run, they don't care about all these Schedule 1s and all this shit. They're like, we don't care.
Like if you're flying to Colorado, not a problem, or Vegas,
Right, or Illinois.
or or Canada. What about to Canada? Because they've got it now.
Because
Well,
they're
you're going to have to go through
customs.
customs.
Ah,
So you're going to get
customs, so
checks
they'll be-
going through.
Yeah, but by the
I'll
way,
just buy some more when I get to
There you
Canada.
go.
I
Easy.
can do that.
You
Yeah,
know,
just
or
work, just
mail
work
it
the
to you.
Or
system.
mail it to your hotel. No one's going to take that.
sir, you have a package. But we always
to another
wanted-
comic you don't like.
That's
Stay
right.
in the same hotel.
in his name.
That's what features are
That's
for.
what I do at the Just for Laughs Comedy Festival. I
yeah,
look up the schedule. Who's going that I
Carrot
don't
Top.
like?
Carrot Top just got a package in the lobby.
Wait a minute.
Wait, no, we always wondered also like if a fly flew into a plane.
I love this already.
Okay.
In
And-
LA.
In LA.
And then
Which
the
has
plane
to have
lands.
happened.
It has to happen sometimes. Plane lands in Montreal. The fly flies off the plane in Montreal. Is it
That's
like now
his
I have
new
to
life.
make new friends? Like
Yeah,
this
it's
is
new
my
life.
new world.
Yeah, no, it's a whole new life.
It's
It
a
can't- it
whole
can't
life
go
that he
back.
wasn't expecting.
That's a
First of
whole.
all, new climate. There's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
lot of things going on.
We
there.
call that the
Different
aerial.
language?
That's
Different
the
A
aerial.
lot, of,
language.
lot of French
Flies.
flies.
French
Deep
flies
mermaid.
are
Le flies.
Lift flies. They don't wash. They're terrible.
A whole
They
new
smell
world.
so bad they have other flies around them.
Why are these
all-
flies circling that fly? It needs a shower.
Oh, disgusting. He's got maggots all over him. Anyway.
So Desmond A. Pauley said, everybody steals drugs.
Sure.
Quote, so ain't no reason why we should be caught.
So there is a
I'm
reason.
sorry, I
So
didn't
how do
know
they
what.
find?
Ain't
There's
no-
a dog at the post office.
Probably.
Pauley and Tyler O. Oder. Don't do that to your kids.
Taylor
Tyler
O.
O. Oder.
Oh,
Yeah, but why does he put the O in there? It's his middle initial. That guy's doing it to be
The
a
O
wanker.
is for odor.
the O is for odor.
Uh,
The second O is for odor.
Who both worked at the U.S. Postal Service Distribution Center at 1111 East 5th Street, add that to the Dumb People Town walking tour, have both agreed to bills of information for stealing narcotics. Oder pleaded guilty in April and is to be sentenced July 17th. It's
Now,
coming
are
up.
these illegal drugs, or is this like these pharmacy sites that send you out stuff?
Ooh.
Illegal. Paulie,
Illegal.
who started working at the post office in 2012, said he didn't regret taking the drug packages. Quote, I blame the post office for influencing me.
How do you know when drugs are in there? Do you shake it and you're like, no, that's cocaine?
Oh,
Yeah.
we're going to get into it. I just love the idea that he's like,
It's not my
Don't
fault.
hate
the post office made me a drug thief.
Yeah, don't hate the player, hate the game.
Not any singular person. The entire organization is set up to create
Like
drugs.
he had no free will
Where did
in
they
it.
sell the drugs afterwards? Was it just like a single man operation, or is there?
I think they just sold them around
there was a
Dayton.
kingpin who.
The Dayton,
Quote,
because of the Dayton
it's-
Flyers.
He leans all the way in on this. Quote, it's the post office's fault.
Yes.
They know
Not the-
drug mail is coming through, and they was letting me get away with it for the longest time. Things started going awry, and the post office put it all on me, and the post office don't get in trouble. I'm just not getting that. So he thinks he is a scapegoat for the entire United States Postal
So the
Service.
post office is a front for drugs trafficked all the way, and then finally someone's like, "All right, we need a scapegoat. Let's get
Let's
Oder.
nail this guy.
Let's pin it on Oder."
This is what I love. This is one might be my favorite part. Anthony Van Noy, Paulie's attorney, said Tuesday he was unaware his client was going to speak about the case. You have anything to say about what your client revealed today?
No
idea.
Van Noy to me seems like
Is
a
he
guy,
talking?
So I'm
Seems like-
Tony Van Noy, guys. I'm just doing my best here.
He seems like a guy who shows up to court and like his belt doesn't match his suit. You know
Right?
what I mean,
Yeah.
Or he's got like 8 rings. You're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
That many rings?
it's a lot of jewelry for a lawyer to be wearing.
Paulie and Oder, which it sounds like a show. That's something.
That's
on-
a kid's show.
Yeah.
Paulie and Oder.
Paulie and
It's
Oder,
It's
yeah.
just a kid and
Their
the, and
dog.
the smell that follows him
yeah.
wherever he goes.
Paulie, that's not a bad idea.
It's
That's a
basically
great
Linus.
Paulie and
Pigpen.
Oder were accused in a federal criminal complaint of ripping open priority mail packages they suspected included drugs and keeping marijuana and meth found inside.
Meth.
Now, how do you know it's
What happens if you
Oh.
rip one open and it's not
You're
drugs?
Well, you know what
You
drugs
guys-
look like. Oh no, how do you?
in a package?
Ready?
Yeah,
Here you
yeah.
go. You perfect. This is the very next sentence. Quote, it's been stinking. It smells the package. I don't know who it unless
Yeah,
he's
but meth doesn't have a smell, does
Paulie
it?
said, you could just pick up the whole package and walk out with the whole package and get away with it. Nobody said a word. So he's still saying
It's the post
it's
office's fault.
But he's also saying it's
He
been
has no
stinking.
free will, is
It
what he's
smells,
saying. None.
It smells in the package.
Yes.
So he's just saying weed people are not using
People
those
aren't-
odor
people aren't
bags.
does
covering
smell.
up,
Weed
covering up the
smell.
weed.
I get the
But
weed.
cocaine or meth or anything.
Yeah,
Cocaine
meth.
definitely doesn't smell.
Meth.
People have tried to sniff it forever.
Exactly. They can't get the smell.
Court documents indicate investigators found how many pounds of suspected marijuana. They found. I'll tell you this: they found 1 pound of meth, 2 handguns at Paulie's residence. How many?
How many pounds?
Okay, hold on. They
Here's
also
one for you. Why with the drugs do we flip flop between metric system and the others in your
I don't know.
system?
You got your kilo.
We go kilos,
Kilos?
pounds,
Right.
grams.
Rams.
Yeah.
Right,
We're back and forth.
and then an eighth is like we're back into your
into
system, and like
fractions.
Wait,
it's,
well, I think it's because of origination.
Pounds.
So is it what system is Mexico on? Same as us?
Yeah, they're pounds.
no, they're in the metric system.
They
Their
are.
system-
Mexico
Mexicans,
is.
yeah, Mexicans.
Mexico's
yeah.
in the metric
Oh, I
system?
thought they were. I don't know.
I don't
I
know.
feel
Might
like
be
they're
right.
not because
This is dumb people down. We
I know.
don't know.
Hey, at least but dumb
least
people
we
don't
admit
try
it
to
that we
figure
don't
anything
know.
I became
out.
an American citizen, but I won't convert to your system.
Everything for
To the
you
metrics.
is in
No,
metrics.
especially with temperature, it's a perfect measurement.
How many?
0 is freezing, 100 is boiling point.
That's very true.
Fucking perfect.
It is.
I
It
know.
is.
You can't dick around with whatever freezing is here, 32,
32,
something.
yeah.
I mean, you drove like 11 kilometers to get here today, and it felt like a long. I don't know.
Yeah, I do like a pound
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
because it's
And a
easy
mile.
to lose a pound.
Right.
Easy to
You
lose
can
weight.
have it. You can have a big shit and go lost a pound.
That's
Right,
a pound, but
right.
Right, but
to
a
lose
kilo
a
is
kilo,
a real
that's
thing.
a real.
That's a real. That's
that
a
can
week.
discourage
Takes
you.
a
I was like,
couple
I
of weeks.
can. How about stone?
I don't use the
You don't
stones
do the
anymore.
stones.
That's
But
12.
in
That's 12 and
Britain-
a half pounds, right?
It's
One
about 12 and a half pounds. Yeah,
Yeah.
trying to lose a stone is like
Yeah.
a thing.
It was
yeah.
a stone. Is like
I was
wow.
like, I used to go like 14 and a half stone down to 13 stone. And all that stuff. When I lived in England,
Yeah.
I got all stoned up.
stoned. Get
Yeah.
stoned out.
So did these guys at the post office.
All right, so
Hey-o.
how much do you think, Jim? how
Between
many
the two of them, between Oder and Paulie, how many
pounds of weed do you think
between
they,
the two of their residences?
they were caught with.
This in
like
all
over the course, like they were caught with.
when they got busted.
How much did they harvest out of there?
8 pounds.
8. Okay.
Okay.
I think 20 pounds.
Okay.
I'm going to say 1 stone. That's 12
12 and a half pounds. The amount of marijuana they also found $15,000 in cash at Oder's residence.
What is this?
The amount of
Jackie
pounds
Brown?
combined
About a pound?
found in Oder's house and Paulie's house is 27 pounds of marijuana.
Jay,
wow.
That's a
hefty.
lot of weed.
Because
That's a
marijuana is not heavy.
That's almost the size of this table, right?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That
of
would
weed.
be that would
It's
be
trash bag.
Like 27 pounds of cocaine would be like a brick.
Yeah.
Okay. 27 pounds of weed, like you said, would be the size
No,
of
27 pounds of cocaine wouldn't be a brick. That
How
would
much
be
would
like
it
a kilo. I don't know, but
See, we don't.
See, we
Who's
don't
on the
know.
brick system? Who's on the brick
I'm on the
system?
brick system.
Jesus Christ.
Paulie said drugs in the mail. He's just telling everybody. He might be the world's greatest whistleblower, and no one's paying attention to him.
Well, but what he thinks is that he's blowing the whistle on someone else.
But he's blowing
That's
it
why
on
he's so
himself.
good at it.
Paulie
there's
said,
someone in Hollywood making a film out of this.
Paulie
They
said
have
drugs in the mail is never going to stop, and his advice for people is to wrap their packages better because anybody can go through it. Paulie also said the whole post office needs to change. Now, I love this. He's reformed. He has a whole reform
Look,
system.
here's
Hey,
how we
man,
do it.
Don't blame me.
He said all the employees are messed up. Not one, not him.
If he's caught with 27 pounds, that means that arguably he's probably collected over 200 pounds. That's all that he's got left.
That's all he had on
Thank
him.
God.
Yeah, that's
you
all he
got
had
me
on
on
him.
a Wednesday.
But to break into someone's mail becomes a federal offense.
100%.
So now you're into a much larger. I mean, that's almost
but
as
it's the
bad as
post
the
office's
drugs.
fault. Jason, why aren't you paying
It's mail.
attention?
I'm
to
listening
It
to him,
is.
but I don't know if I.
But he's treating it like those people who walk through TSA with guns. Like,
Right.
hey, I was just seeing if I could get, you
Yeah,
need
yeah.
a better system.
Nope, that's on you.
That's
yeah,
on you.
what's wrong
All
with
the
me?
employees are messed up. Paulie said mail is often mishandled and does not get where it's intended.
All right.
The post office is just very sloppy. Anybody can work here, Paulie said. The
Now
post
he's
office.
just
I know.
I'll tell you about the old post office in America, right? When you become a citizen in this country, they give you a certificate, right? Which is like, now you're here, right?
You're
Right.
welcome.
And like you fought for this thing for years. It took me 10 years to get this thing. And then I'm like, all right, good. They can't kick me out now, all right? I'm all good.
Yeah.
Then you need to get your passport before you can leave the country. Now, to
right.
get your passport, you got to go to the post office. And I've kept I had a frame and everything for my certificate. You go to the post office and you have to give them the certificate for them to get you the passport.
That's right.
Yeah.
They take it from you.
And you're like, I may never see this
They
again.
take it from you, and you'll see it between 4 and 6 weeks.
That's so
I
scary.
don't.
They
I
put-
wouldn't try.
Oh, that would scare me to death.
They staple something in the corner. So
Shut up.
They're already messing it up.
They've already put a fucking staple
It's
through it.
terrible.
And I'm
Jesus
going,
Christ.
oh no! And then the lady brought over an older lady who was like a manager and said, "Have I done this right?" And she's like, "Yeah, that's all good." And then
Have I done this
She just
right?
sort of put it in like a little a
Bin.
nook.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
little cubby.
Yeah, a little cubby. Just put it in there.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right. And I had no proof that I'd ever gotten it.
Nope.
I'd taken a photocopy.
Sure. Yeah.
Right. Then
Which
when
wouldn't be official.
Then
if
when
you
it comes
needed
back to me, now I sign when I buy a pair of fucking shoes get delivered for me. I have to sign from.
That's right.
Right.
This thing, I was away doing gigs for like 4 days, and I came and it was sticking, rolled up
No.
out of my post box just out the front of my house. And I was
Come
like,
on.
I got it back, but like the amount of those that must go
Yeah.
fucking missing.
They're
Oh,
just gone. You
100%.
10 years of your life rolled up in that thing
that
right there.
little
That's
cheese.
crazy.
That's because, according to Paulie, anyone can work
Anyone
there.
can work
the post
there.
office needs to be charged for this. He wants them now as a co-defendant.
Yeah, but that's the whole thing. Anyone can work there. Yeah, until they raise the salary there. It's
Right.
you're not going to get the brightest, are you?
True.
Sometimes, like when you're in a fast food restaurant and you go, this is shit. They've got my order all wrong. And then I go, okay, they're being paid $7 an hour. Just calm down.
That's
You
right.
Right,
paid
you know
a
what I mean?
dollar.
Like,
you
I'm
paid
not-
$1 for 12 nuggets.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, this is all.
Be happy you got anything
Yeah.
in this instance.
He says, this is a full quote, I blame the post office for
All right, we get it.
influencing me. It's the post office fault. They know drug mail is coming through, and they was letting me get away with it for the longest time. That's when I started to go awry. They put it all. I didn't get, and I'm the one that gets in
They
trouble.
was
I just
letting
don't
me.
get
It was
that.
let me. You know, this guy is like still giving quotes when the reporter's like, "Okay,
Yeah,
we got it. We got it."
You
no,
said that.
No, I don't think you
Right.
heard me.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's and his final thing. The post office needs
So
to be charged
more,
for this.
More than the drugs, you know that this cunt's stealing like fucking Christmas gifts.
Everything.
Anything that comes from Apple or something like that.
Yeah,
it's like,
exactly.
Right. He's like, he's all over that.
AirPods and stuff like that. He's getting everything.
That's story number one.
Story
friends.
number one, down in the books. All right, we got Jim Jefferies with us. Stay with us. More Dumb People Town. We'll talk a little bit more about his show, which I believe you're right in the middle of the season. Am I right?
We're in hiatus.
Hiatus.
Right now.
Okay, right in the middle of
But
the
you are
hiatus.
coming back. Is that correct?
All right, good. I love to hear that. We'll hear all about that on the other side of this break. Dumb People Town with Jim Jefferies.
Stick around, make a sound for more Dumb People Town.
Guys, support for Dumb People Town comes from Manscaped,
Who is number one in men's below-the-belt grooming.
I love it. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels.
Folks.
That's what I'm talking about, man.
Look, this is the summertime. They got a lawnmower 2.0.
You got to get in there and make things clean.
It'll turn you into the Property Brothers.
That's right.
Like magic. Look at that. I love it.
What is that called? Curb appeal.
Curb appeal.
You got to get that curb appeal working. You don't want to see any.
And you don't want to use the same trimmer on your beard as you do on your balls? Come on.
Come on, man. You don't want to see an English garden down there. You want it kempt. Kemp it up.
Manscaped, they know how to do it. They give you the tools. They give you what you need.
Anti-chafing ball deodorant. Thank you very much. And moisturizer. You're welcome.
There you go.
You already put deodorant on your armpits. Why aren't you putting deodorant down there, for Christ's sake? Get 20% off plus free shipping with the code DPT at manscaped.com. You need this stuff, guys.
Always use the right tools for the job. Your balls will thank you.
20% off and free shipping with the code DPT at manscaped.com. One more time. 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com. Use the code DPT.
Do it.
Hey, it's me, Daniel Van Kirk, breaking into this ad portion to tell you about my tour. All of everybody who listens to Dumb People Town and Pen Pals, I love you guys, and I just want to let you know that I'm probably coming to a city near you or to a city near people you know. They live there. So come out and see me. Go to danielvankirk.com. This is all going to start the final run of the Together Tour I'm doing the 13th. We're doing a live Dumb People Town, so you can come to that. But then on the 14th, I will be in Philly, and then I will be in Baltimore, and then I will be in Chicago. I'm headlining Zanies in Chicago. It's my first time headlining a club in Chicago, Illinois, and I would love to have so many of you people come out to Zanies. That's the 16th through the 19th of October, and then I get right back into that Together Tour the next day on the 20th, and I'm going to Detroit, and then I am going to Rochester, and then Boston and Albany and New York and Cleveland, and then I pick back up in November on the 11th, and I'm doing Louisville and Nashville and Milwaukee and Cincinnati, probably not that order, and then I end my tour on Friday, November 15th in Rochelle, Illinois. So if any of those cities are close to you, please come out and hang out with me. Come to those shows. I would love to see as many people there. I think we're doing it at Hilarities in Cleveland. That's going to be super fun. That's a Friday night, and there's so many other great shows as well. Obviously, New York and Philly and upstate New York. You guys have been asking me to come there, so I am. Boston as well. Again, go to danielvankirk.com to catch me on the Together Tour as I wrap this up. For everybody who's come out to shows in the past, I love you and I appreciate you. And everybody who's going to come out, let's hug and say hi. danielvankirk.com, the Together Tour. Thanks.
Hey guys, Sklar Brothers here with Daniel Van Kirk.
Yep.
Our guest is Jim Jefferies. If you haven't checked out the Comedy Central show, can they watch episodes online?
Yeah, it's all online. Yeah,
so watch it online. Catch yourself up. They're in hiatus. They will be back.
Great takes throughout.
And live. We've gotten to do the goddamn comedy jam with you. Go see him live. It's a great.
Are you going on any little tour, any world tour, or just around?
I'm doing that tour until I die. I'm sure you guys are on the same tour.
Yep, we are.
People always go.
Is there a tour where like, no, we go out and come back, and we
people go, are you on tour at the moment? I do like 6 gigs a month.
Yeah.
You know, I go out for, and then I have every second weekend off, and then I go and do some other cities and stuff. But I'm about to do an actual proper tour in December across Europe.
Wow, that's awesome.
So that's like a proper, like, every night thing for the whole month of December.
Are you doing theaters and stuff when you're there?
I'm doing theaters. We're also doing like Israel, and I'm doing Greece for the first time.
Great.
And we're doing the Netherlands and Norway, and I'm doing the O2 in London, which is huge. That was
huge.
Yeah, that's a big gig. That's
a big deal.
How many seats is that?
I'm having it lowered down to 13,000.
Still incredible.
Amazing.
But it can go to the Michael Jackson 20. That
so
was
you-
where he was going to do all those shows. You know?
That was he was going to house all the kids he was
Yes,
fucking?
that's how he was
Okay,
going to
that's
house
good
all
to know.
the kids.
Stadium
yeah.
jail underneath.
So let me ask you this, just because I mean we've done shows in front of a few thousand, but never that big. How do you? And you have a lot of energy, and you command the stage. But do you adjust what you do in those shows, or no?
No, I think the ideal space for like comedy, like for big shows, is like 3,000. It's
Perfect,
like where
yeah.
it feels great. They're still on top of you, but then they make the screen so big. I did like. I did the Rod Laver Arena in Melbourne. That was going home for the first, and that was 12,000 or something. That was my
Wow.
biggest one before this
Oh my
one in
God.
the O2. But
How did it feel?
it felt all right. But I had like a fucking heckler still.
What? Come on. Are you kidding me?
Normally, when you do that,
No.
You're like,
people can
that's a-
heckle and you can't hear anything.
Right.
And I had the audience perfectly quiet. Everyone was quiet, and this guy started fucking lipping off. And then he had to be removed, and I'm like, "What are we doing here?"
You know who that guy
And
was?
what state?
That was Rod
That guy
Laver.
was. That was Rod.
That
That was Rod
Rod
Laver.
Laver.
Not happy.
It's unbelievable. Can't handle anything.
It's funny. Australia's like obsessed with Pink.
Are
the
they?
singer. Yeah,
really?
she's number one.
Phenomenal.
She's number one.
She's
Pink.
great.
They
She's
love
one-
Pink.
Yeah,
They love their
They
pink
And
down
she
there.
did something like 20-something shows at that arena, like, and broke the record.
Sold
so
everything out.
backstage is fucking Pink. They
Yeah,
were so
come
over
on.
the moon about it.
You had to like walk through a milk shower.
Yeah, it's where they had the Australian Open, but all the dressing rooms are pink because Pink did
You're like,
so
wait,
good.
the
there.
Australian Open does happen here, right?
Yeah.
Is Pink playing in the Australian Open? Did
No.
she beat Serena Williams?
No.
What's happening here?
Jeez, that's awesome. All right, well, go to JimJeffries.com. I'm going to see.
Yeah, that'll be grand.
And find out where you can see him. You definitely want to go see him. Dan, you got another story for us?
I do.
Let's
Ready?
do it.
Peoria. It doesn't say. I'm just hoping Illinois.
Who sent it to you, brother?
That's
This
got to
was
be the
sent-
only Peoria.
Yeah.
You can't. That's the only one.
Sent in by Eric James Hiltner at EJH_3K.
And as I say every time, I'm a member of the Hiltner Honors Program.
You
So
are.
Thank you very much.
Eric, thanks for always sending in great stories, my man. Here we go. A booze-fueled argument. I mean, that's the kind right
That's
there.
like most arguments,
That's
right?
all arguments.
You
yeah.
mean an argument?
Yeah. Between longtime lovers allegedly prompted a South Peoria woman to tear off her boyfriend's colostomy bag. Yep.
That's when
Yeah.
shit
How
gets real.
old were they? Is he a young fella? with it?
14.
No. Well, by the way, kudos to her for staying with this dude, and he's got
Through
a colostomy bag.
If you are with a guy with a colostomy,
You gotta love someone to watch shit come out of the side of them and still be with them.
Yeah.
At 7 p.m. Monday, Peoria police were summoned by a 66-year-old resident of West Malone Street. He said he had been dating his girlfriend for 20 years.
She's not your girlfriend
Yeah.
when you're 66.
And
It's
she's,
the lady
and
I
she's
see.
23 now.
I was going to ask you, how old do you guys think she is?
Oh, God.
They've been together 20 years. How old do you,
You
think
guessed
his
23.
girlfriend is?
You're out of
I
here.
raised her, then I loved her.
No.
So okay.
He's
66.
66 and they've been dating for
dating
20 years.
I'm going to say that she was
Could be.
50
Okay.
50. Okay, so we met her when you. Okay, good.
when she was 30.
46 and 30.
I
okay.
think she's 70. I think she's an older gal.
Older than him. She's mad. I think she's 49, stayed with him. You know what I mean? Actually, I'm going to say 45. She stayed with him.
She met him when she was 25.
He was 46, she was 25, and she is resentful of the fact that she basically spent the best years of her life with
that
this guy.
happens when you're too far apart in age. I got a friend who's going through that now, and
Did you date a much younger gal at one point or no?
my girlfriend's 28.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
but that's not
That's not much younger.
Not
stupid.
much younger.
I'm
No.
42. No.
No.
much younger.
You guys, that's
You're,
still within.
you're in
this
the
zone.
ballpark.
Yeah.
Because she ages up, and I know you're immature, so you go back
Yeah,
down.
but I still like when I'm fucking 72. I'm not going to be a young 70.
No,
I haven't.
You've lived, my
You haven't
friend.
taken
I
care of
haven't
yourself.
exercised enough. I can't imagine that everything's staying together.
No,
And she's like eating healthy and working out all the time, and I'm
That's
always
good,
like,
but-
yeah, she's making me healthier.
That's
There you go.
good.
I eat meals with her. You know,
Yeah,
like
smart.
she cooks, and then you go,
See,
all right,
that's smart. Glom
I'll eat
onto her
whatever
health.
you eat. Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Well, at 7 p.m. Monday, Peoria police were summoned by a 66-year-old resident of West Malone Street. He said he'd been dating his 54-year-old girlfriend.
Jim,
Well
knew
done,
it.
Jim.
There you go.
For 20 years, according to a police report, they apparently, this is like some commentary.
It's 12 years older.
They
That's-
apparently live at the same address. Is that the person writing this is lazy.
who
and is-
cares?
No way to find that out.
If you're not living at the same address after 20 years, you have to start going, is this
What are we
relationship
doing?
going anywhere?
Right.
Oh, by the way, and I would understand that
After
if-
18 years, he's like, all right, you can bring your toothbrush over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
That's
like,
it,
but I'm
though.
saying, like, if
This is
the
your
person's
drawer.
80 and you met him when you were 60 and you have separate residences, I get that.
Okay.
But they met 20 years ago and she was 34. That's like,
And he was
in
46.
3 months you're moving in.
They have to live together. They apparently live at the same address. She got mad at him because he was drunk, the report stated.
Okay.
Okay.
He
police-
obviously takes care of himself. He's drunk and he has a colostomy bag.
Yeah.
To police, the girlfriend confirmed her irritation with his inebriation. As he, what is this? What is it called? Construction junction or something? like that?
Conjunction judge.
There we go. As he returned home intoxicated, the report stated, after his arrival, he had shots of Fireball cinnamon whiskey. Stop, buddy.
When was the last time you ever, like, a peppermint
Fireball's
schnapps or a
garbage.
Fireball?
I can't do a shot anymore.
You know
No,
what?
I've
There's
given up
one.
shots
There's one you
completely.
could do, and it's the only one I would do, and it's got to be
Gorilla fart.
No, what is it? What is it?
I mean,
Jack Daniel's Fire. It is literally just whiskey with a cinnamon flavor. There's no harshness to it.
So
Then
you're
why don't you
now
just do
saying that
whiskey?
this is crap?
Whiskey. I can't
Fireball
even do
isn't even whiskey.
What is a Fireball? Have
Fire-
you ever heard
Oh,
of
it
I've
is.
had
It's-
Fireball.
It's the lowest grade of what they can call whiskey, and that's still debatable. And then they add all
It
this
tastes
extra
like
stuff in
Christmas
it.
after the apocalypse.
Yeah, it's garbage.
So
But
most
Jack
people's
Fire
Christmas.
chilled is very good.
All right.
All right, I'll buy
I'm
that.
open
Dan.
to that.
I'm open to that.
I know. We're gonna do it together someday. I guarantee
sure.
you.
I don't like when they infuse alcohol. Like it's like vodka goes crazy for it.
Yes.
I know. And
They'll
you
have
don't need
this is a
to.
if I want to have a peach flavored vodka, I'll add some peach flavoring.
That's all you need.
Yeah, and then
Give
there's
the fucking
vanilla. It's all
peach.
synthetic flavoring.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, and then someone brought over to my house, and I still don't think I'm talking to this person. Cinnabon vodka.
No.
Yeah, flavored
What
with
is the
Cinnabon.
point of
What
that?
do you need that
That's
for?
like fried chicken vodka,
Yeah, yeah.
essentially. is
That's
what
if
they're
you're
gonna-
making like crazy martinis.
If
right?
you want that, do a shot of vodka and eat
Yeah.
a Cinnabon. And eat a Cinnabon right next to it,
Oh,
and then
that's way
cry because
better.
you're going to
Isn't
go
that
into
so
a
much
shame
better?
spiral.
Jeez, I want a Cinnabon now.
I want
know,
that
me
so
too.
badly.
So good.
I smelled one the other day, and I was like, God damn it,
They're
man,
very
you-
good. I only eat about 3 Cinnabons a year, and I only eat them when I have Australian or British friends coming over to stay who have
You're
never experienced
Yeah,
the Cinnabon.
You're like, here.
And then I'm like, well, I have to eat one with you.
Let me show
It's a
you.
Thing.
Yeah.
It's a dessert the size of a Big Mac.
oh my god.
Just like when
Say,
you
let
go,
me show you why this place is
it's
full
going
of
to
fat
die.
people.
It's
Yeah.
going to die.
It's full of fat.
After his arrival, he had shots of Fireball cinnamon whiskey, and she decided to join him. So now,
Okay,
they're
it's
in
fine,
on it.
it's
So she can't hate the drinking that much.
Because he came home from drinking drunk and then started doing shots, and she was game.
Unless, have you ever been with someone who drinks so much that you're like, I need to drink alongside of you because if I don't, you'll drink all this. You know what I mean? Like
She's
I
like,
gotta
I'm gonna
help.
save
I gotta
you
make
from
a
yourself.
dent into your own because this is gonna get bad.
The report did not specify. I love that ideology. The report did not specify the number of shots by either person, but they never
So
said person.
let's
A lot.
just 10.
But
10 apiece?
the liquor apparently did not soothe her agitation. According to the boyfriend, she ripped off his colostomy bag because she knows it's his weak spot.
Right. Okay. Literally his weak spot.
It's his Achilles
Okay,
tendon.
so how does okay? I know how a catheter works.
Right.
Colostomy bag it's tied
The little
into
port, right.
your intestine or wherever.
Right.
I'm
Yeah, but
assuming,
it's a tube coming out of your
Yes.
gut,
and
right?
then there's
Got a
a
little
bag.
bag
It's
on the
basically instead of your body formulating shit that then goes through you, it goes in that
Out
place
through
and then
there,
out through the bag,
And then you got to keep.
changing it and cleaning
Right.
it and all that.
But you never have to shit.
No.
That's a time saver.
Yeah.
It-
Total
a little
time
bit.
saver.
But then where are you going to read stuff?
There you
How are you
go.
going to scroll through Instagram and get mad at other people's success?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, that's
everyone's phone is covered in fecal matter now.
100%.
Just-
If I'm texting, I do like I'm like a person who has to get back on my correspondence.
Yeah.
So I let 20 texts go through, and then like for like 1 hour every 2 days, I go
just go
"All
right
right,
on
I'll
through
just
it.
go
Okay,
through
yeah.
them all.
That's right.
I mean, that's the great thing about the like headphones or AirPods is that you're not putting that phone up to your face anymore, and
No.
it has everything on it.
Then it puts the cancer in like tiny
Yeah,
little
I
things
don't, I
that
don't
are
have the
perfect.
AirPods.
a good thing.
Just the fact that to me, just the fact that he said because she knows it's my weak spot, they've had many battles.
By the way, because she
Like,
knows
he knows her trick
Hang on a
moves, she
second.
knows his.
hang on, because she knows it's my weak spot. That
Right.
is like she didn't have to figure anything out.
She probably goes in with a niceness, like "Give me a hug," and then slips her hand underneath the thing.
You
And then she's he's like, ah! Fucking shit goes everywhere.
Just once he pulls out that port, it's just fireball whiskey shooting all over.
Dude, when you pull it out, does shit just dribble out of the hole?
Well, you're gonna find out. He lifted up his shirt and showed an officer spillage of feces onto his stomach and pants. The report stated he declined an offer of medical attention.
No, I'm fine. I just want you to
Sir, you
let
were not
her
fine.
live
He
with
said,
it.
just get me some garden hose and some duct tape and call it a day.
And a couple more bottles of Fireball.
If you're ever covered in shit, you are not fine.
You're not fine.
You're not okay.
The girlfriend denied touching the colostomy bag, but she did admit to pushing the boyfriend out of the house. She was booked into the Peoria County Jail on a charge of domestic battery.
You aren't going to win that discussion with someone who wasn't there.
Yeah.
Your version of the events will always seem like you're lying if someone has a colostomy bag. Like, he wins every time.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
Even if he's the asshole, like you just don't fight, don't get into a physical altercation.
Like
with
that is the definition of your life turning to shit.
Yeah.
Is when you have a colostomy bag.
Can you ever come back from the colostomy bag?
I don't think you
I
can
don't think-
ever
I
go
think once
off
you're
it.
going
Once
there.
you're on it, that's it.
That's the end.
There are no stories of
Have
like,
you ever had a catheter or anything?
I've had a catheter. I mean, I had the worst ever. I had a kidney stone that got impacted, and then they had to.
you ever had a
scrape it out.
catheter?
I had a catheter once after a surgery, and they said I need to pass urine, and I wasn't doing it quick enough. That's very stressful.
Yeah.
When the nurse, and she just wanted me out there, she goes, "Well, I have to put a catheter in." I was like, "No, I can do this.
I got it."
I was doing it. It was harder than like when you really want to come and you're trying to focus on that. Like
Yeah.
you know,
There's
you-
just-
like,
there's no
like
way.
you're doing the whole bank of every girl you've ever had sex with, and you're like, "All right, I can make this." And now it was like I was doing that, but with urine. I was like,
Which is
I
like
was like, okay, think of
What are you thinking
Niagara
of?
Falls.
You've drunk a lot of water today.
Exactly.
And I was sculling water. Like, come on,
My
mate.
God, dude. But then you're like, it's only backing up in
Yeah.
me. So I got to get it
too.
out.
Dude, that is stress. Stress.
That
encapsulated.
is
Story number 2.
Story
In
number
the
2
books.
down in the books.
All right,
we
give us
come
a
back.
tease
Give us
on
a
number
tease
3.
of what we have in the third story.
We got a harmless contest.
Great. I love it. Jim Jefferies is with us. We'll be back with a little more Dumb People Town right after this.
Stick around, make a sound. There's more Dumb People Town.
Townies,
we
we're
got some
talking to you.
exciting news to share with you.
It's already started. We are launching a members-only version of Dumb People Town
called Dumb People Town Plus. It's everything you already love about Dumb People Town, but with some special benefits too. Not only will we be releasing exclusive episodes only available to members,
Dumb People Town Plus episodes will be ad-free and available earlier for members than anyone else. The best part is you'll have that sweet, sweet satisfaction of knowing you are supporting our show. Dumb People Town Plus is available on our favorite podcast app, and it is my app where I get my podcast.
I get all my podcasts here.
Himalaya.
I love Himalaya. All you have to do is download the Himalaya app. That's Himalaya, and search for Dumb People Town. Then click Become a Member. It's just $5 a month. And you can join up and get those episodes early, get them ad-free, get extra content. That's what we want you to do. Again, go to Himalaya, search for that Himalaya app, download it. It's free. Listen to all your podcasts through Himalaya, then become a member.
Of
Search
Dumb People
Town at $5 a month, and you get all that extra stuff. Once you do it now, you guys are loyal listeners. We love you, Townies. Here's a way to bump it up to the next level.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. Again, follow us. Follow
At Daniel Van Kirk. Go to danielvankirk.com to see all of his live stand-up dates. He just had a fantastic little run of shows.
I did.
And
The Lego tour was super, super successful. Sold out
Awesome.
St. Louis, so thanks to all the people.
Love
who
it.
love you guys.
we're going to do this show live at Largo on the 15th with Patton Oswalt and Lauren Lapkus and musical guest Joey Ryan from the Milk Carton Kids. We'll get you on a live one at
Yeah,
Largo.
I'd love to
Super
do
fun.
one. I'd
So
love to
much
do a
fun.
live one,
Great.
yeah.
Would love to have you.
But also check Jim Jefferies out live, jimjefferies.com, and watch all his shit because it's all good.
And if you're in Montreal, see the three of us.
the three of us
Yeah.
will all be in
Yeah.
Montreal. We'll hang out up there. All right, Dan, let's get into this last story.
Here we go. Michiganders from the Upper Peninsula, also known as
The
So-
UP. The UP. So
Upers.
if you don't, the Upper Peninsula has some areas of Michigan at the very top that are really beautiful, especially in the summertime. and
Mackinac
whatnot.
Island.
Oh,
Mackinac Island is a
Island
place where you
Get some
can't.
fudge.
No cars.
No cars, deer, and fudge, right?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
No cars.
No cars on the island.
On the island. So you,
How do you postmate things?
Just a guy.
people on bikes? And look, the post
How did
office
the made me steal
the
this?
post office sucks.
Postmates made me steal this. No, so it's a beautiful island. There's a couple other cool things up there. It's also like its own
Well, it's also
universe.
like Jack Nicholson in The Shining. Like when it's not tourist season, it's crazy.
Right.
Like there are just crazy.
It's halfway between Canada and the United States, and it's messed up, and it's by itself.
It is.
So
on
I
its
will
own.
not. I'm not fear. like anything.
Whatever you say is
is
not
not
So
gonna surprise
when
me.
is tourist season? Is it when it's snowing or when it's
Summertime.
summertime? So they
Definitely
don't have
ice
ski slopes there or something.
Yeah.
no,
no,
no
it's the-
ski slopes. Are there?
I
Some
don't
ski-
get why. So here's for dumb people. Why would anyone live in the snow?
I agree.
I don't understand. That
Some people
that
love it.
breaks
They love
my brain.
snowmobiling. They love ice fishing.
I didn't see any snow till I was in my 20s. It was the first time I saw snow.
Yeah.
Did you grow up where?
In Australia,
Which part?
Sydney.
Okay.
There's no
in
snow
Sydney.
in Australia.
I'll tell you a story.
Is there snow in Australia?
There is a couple of
places?
Couple of places.
Yeah.
I when I was 22, I was walking through. I think I was doing a walk of shame or something. It was pretty early in the morning. I was still wearing the clothes I wore the night before.
So it was
And I was
walk of
walking through a park in London, going back to my apartment, and I'd been living in London for at that stage maybe 3 weeks, and I saw my first squirrel. And I'd never seen a squirrel before.
Yeah.
See, like, imagine if you saw a kangaroo in the wild, you'd
Sure.
lose your
Freak
shit,
out.
right?
You'd
But
freak
I've
out.
seen thousands of these things.
You don't
right?
care. They're like
I
rats.
had never seen a squirrel in my life.
What'd
I'd
you
only
do?
I'd only even seen animated ones. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even seen like
wouldn't even-
Chip and Dale and
Yeah,
all
the
that
nut
stuff.
job
the
hadn't even
Stone?
come out.
So
Right.
were you like, this is a rat with a great tail?
No, I knew of squirrels. You
Sure.
know, they've been referenced so much
Sure.
in stories. And so I saw this squirrel and I went up and went, ah! And it was like eating a nut. Like, I was
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
oh, it's eating a nut.
Yeah.
See?
It's doing
There
a
were
thing.
kids walking to school with their parents, and I started yelling out to the children,
Look.
kids, come over here. There's a squirrel.
See something that you see all the time.
Yeah. I thought these kids would like to see a squirrel
Of
in the
course.
wild.
So
When do
great.
you get this opportunity?
Hardly
and
ever.
And the parents sort of like hurried them along,
Yeah,
like
they're
keep
like-
walking. There's a crazy man.
Yeah.
There's a man clearly in his clothes from last night who's trying to get you to see,
See
a
a
squirrel. This old guy wants to see. He's not even that
I
old.
still,
so why
still
would
to
anybody-
this day, I
why
get
would-
slightly excited by squirrels
It's
in my
kinda cool.
backyard.
If I saw a kangaroo, I'd lose my shit. But what
Me
if you
too.
saw a kangaroo?
I've
inside
seen
the
a kangaroo.
kangaroos? What if
I've
inside
hit
the
one with a car.
You hit a kangaroo with a car?
Yeah, everyone has. It's
Okay.
like a,
All right, I've seen a kangaroo.
That's like
in
a deer.
Australia.
I guess kangaroo like
Yeah,
deer. But
yeah.
what if you saw a kangaroo and in the pouch of the kangaroo was a squirrel? That would
Ah,
blow your mind.
That would. Yeah,
That would blow your mind.
That'd be something because obviously the kangaroo or the squirrel were on holiday.
Right.
For sure.
Or that's like squirrel Uber.
Yeah, squirrel Uber. It's like
I got to go really far. My little squirrel legs won't take
No,
me
it's
there.
I'm telling you,
Uber.
the first zoo to figure
Kangaroo.
that out is the zoo that everyone goes to.
Oh,
By the way,
100%.
can we please start Kangaroober?
Kangaroober.
Kangaroober in Australia. How you getting there? I'm just taking a kangaroo. He's
Kangaroober.
going to be here and
Kangaroober on the bounce app.
yeah.
All right.
Ready?
Yeah.
Michiganders from the Upper Peninsula, also known as Yoopers, have this person wrote it from a very personal point of view. Have me scratching my head today as I just learned via Michigan News M Live that a Rotary Club is putting on a contest asking people. I should also let you know this story is from February 15th.
The 1950s? Who's
Yeah,
a fucking Rotary Club?
Rotary
I don't know.
Club.
Very old.
The Lions group
Yeah.
is bringing
The
kids.
Elks Club.
Yeah.
The Grand Poobahs, which sounds
my
like
Aunt Connie, president of the Rotary. Stop. Yeah.
Yeah, what does the Rotary Club do?
Just like
They-
a little community organization.
Yeah.
of,
Are they good? I don't
people
know.
who
some are
work in the town.
good.
Some are-
Some no,
Mine-
but like
Depends where
Rotary.
they
My
are.
father's a Mason.
So then there you
A
go.
Freemason.
That's evil.
Yeah. I don't think he practices that. But I think it might
Are there
be.
robes involved with Freemasons?
He can't tell me. It's all
Okay.
very. He says
See?
that there's things you can do with, like, he can be at dinner and move his cutlery in a certain angle, and he'll find out if there's other Masons on the table.
That's crazy
That's
to me.
nuts.
yeah.
If he just moves his knives
On
like
a-
45
and
degrees.
he only did it because my grandfather was a Mason, and he sort of did it to, like, get in with that guy.
Sure.
Like, when all right,
Yeah,
when he
yeah,
first started dating
yeah.
my mum, and so he's like a Mason. I think there's some religious connotations to it.
Maybe.
There's definitely robes. It's.
I think that I think of Masons and I think of like bizarre conspiracy theories and
Like they control how we
allegedly they run a lot of shit.
Yes.
Mozart was a Mason, had like little things in his music that Masons can hear or something. If you can read music,
What?
he's talking to you.
Come
to
on.
me, that's all Masons and that stuff is an excuse to not spend time with your family.
That's
Yeah.
it.
There you go. Oh,
Right.
speaking of family, this was sent in by somebody in our Dumb People Town family. This story was sent in by Joe Luttrell at the Gentleman
Thanks,
Show.
brother. Again.
Thanks,
Thanks,
brother. Okay. So, where was
Scratching your head
Scratching your head
because the Rotary Club
is-
had a contest.
Yep. a contest asking people to guess. That's why I told you it was February 15th from when this came out. Asking people to guess when a 1998 Saturn SL will break through the ice and fall into a lake. And there's even a live feed showing the car just sitting there on ice. They do this every year.
So Ted Kennedy went up to the UP.
So wait, so they drive a Saturn or a car out on the ice.
Yep. And then they have a contest. See if people can guess.
And then when they
it will
meet
fall into the
strangers, they
lake.
talk about it because it's a great icebreaker.
Love it.
But you know what I love
At
too?
Jim
You asked
Jefferies.
what the hell do people do up there in the winter? This is
what they do.
They do.
This tells you how little.
I'm going to go. It's towards the end of winter.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, in the UP, man, we went to school in Michigan. That's
went to
where
school
we
in
went
Michigan.
to
It was very cold. Upper Peninsula, extraordinarily cold.
Yeah.
Dan,
Yeah,
I'm going to
this is
say
spring
like
or maybe early
May.
summer.
May.
This
might
is
be
all
May.
going down on East Chaplain Pit, a
No, but it's
flooded,
February.
abandoned mine near the town of Iron Mountain,
Flooded,
which is
abandoned
right by
mine
the border
is-
of Wisconsin.
You want to go see a dead body by a flood?
Is there a
abandonment.
prize?
For $10, anybody can guess when the Saturn will plunge into the cold depths, and whoever is closest goes home with $1,500. Apparently, this car plunge contest has been a tradition put on by the Rotary Club of Iron Mountain, Kingford since 2015.
Now, I don't wish any ill will on anybody, but I would love for someone to drive the Saturn out, and as soon as they are standing there, it goes down. That would be funny if it, like, right when it gets out there, it goes
Or they
down.
should double it up with one of those radio competitions where everyone has to put their hand on the car.
Hands on hard body. Hands on a hard
That was
body.
a great movie.
So this has been going on since 2015 with previous years moments.
And they all go down.
Yeah, they all go down.
moments of Saturn plunge documented below. So I'm going to give you guys.
Is it
point of
always a
reference.
Saturn?
It seems so.
By the way, they don't make Saturns anymore,
Right.
so there's
They're
a
wasting
limited
a
stock.
Saturn.
I know
You're
where to
gonna run
find
out.
some rusty ones.
You know,
Okay.
the
2015.
bottom of the lake.
Yeah.
The car plunged on April 4th. 2016, it was March 17th, St. Patrick's Day.
Okay.
2017, April 2nd. 2018, April 26th.
By the way,
what if
this-
this is the only way some people are measuring climate
Global
change?
warming. This is it.
Saturn's still out there. I don't believe it.
This shit
Like-
shouldn't
Right.
happen in March.
Actually, it turns out that prior to 2015, the guess when the car will fall through the ice thing had been going on
Hang
for
on a
years.
second. This is a reporter who called it a thing.
I know.
A guess
With caps. They made it seem like that was the title.
Yeah, that's the
Guess
name
Call
of
it
when
a
the car-
contest.
Guess when the car will fall through the ice.
Car drop contest had been going on for years before ending roughly 40 years ago, with the Detroit Free Press writing about it in 2015.
When they left a baby in a car seat.
Isn't that bad for like marine life or some shit?
I would
Can't
think
be
so.
good.
Oh, yeah.
Can't
The
be
news
good for the
site
lake.
says,
Like, I don't even use straws anymore.
Right.
You know what I mean?
yeah, I'm with you.
I won't even
But
drive
you know
a
what the
Saturn
problem is?
anymore.
No stir. You still need a stir. I wish bars knew that, like, once you make my cocktail,
Well, no,
you
if
still
you-
need to give it a stir.
my kids-
I'm
my
good
kids-
with no straw, but give me a stir.
So my kids who are super into this stuff, my youngest daughter is like an environmental science. That's her magnet at school. They both want the metal straw because they're like, you can clean it. You literally fold it. It's like AirPods. So you can clean it, fold it up, you stick it in your thing, and you take it with you, and then you use it.
That's not a bad idea.
And so it's actually
Woman
not
stabs
they-
husband in
Guys,
Colostomy Bag.
I'm thinking merch.
No,
we all have new merch.
I have given metal straws as
Gifts?
two gifts to two women I know,
And they loved it.
lose their shit.
Okay,
over it.
so we need-
Alfred's coffee shop sells them like their own ones for like I think it's like $8 or something.
All right, so Jim Jefferies, I think
Dumb
you need,
People Town metal straws.
Dumb People Town metal
Make
straws.
the world a smarter place. That's
Right?
merch. I'm
Right.
calling,
Okay.
we're
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
We're doing it.
But I don't know how well you can clean them. They give you like a little brush that you're meant to put up in
really?
it.
Well, I
But I
usually
don't know,
take
like,
soak it.
I take a squirrel's tail.
Yeah.
No, I take a plastic straw and I
No,
go through,
Jason,
and then
no.
I throw it in the ocean. I
No.
just throw
So
it
many.
right in
You
the
go
ocean.
through so
I don't know
many.
anyone. You just roll a note up like everyone else does. What
I
do you
roll
do?
it-
I roll up Jim Jeffries citizenship.
Throw it in there and take it out.
Everybody just has the fanciest Coke straws. All right, here we go. They says that this takes place in one of the biggest iron mines on Earth, Chapin Mine. It got its start. This whole thing started in 1879. It was so large that it created an entire town. Oh, that's the mine. And prior to closing, it produced over 28 million pounds of cheese. I have no clue why we're talking about
What
this.
are
They're
they
mining
doing?
cheese?
Okay, back in the 40s, civic groups of the Knights of Pythias, who they're evil people,
is
what
and the
we're
Lions
talking
Club realized how incredibly satisfying it would be to put a car on top of ice on the lake and wager when it crashed through.
Here's
It
what the
lasted
Knights.
for
Here's a
decades.
phrase. Here's a phrase the Knights of Matthias have never said. You know what we should do is listen to women more.
There
That'll
you go.
never happen.
Or
There you
let her
go.
put her clothes on before we talk to her. That's something they would never say.
Oh, here you go. Jim. They say it isn't a standard Saturn SL. It's undergone a bit of weight saving, and it was prepared especially to be environmentally compatible.
Well, it's
This
not gonna-
included the removal of the engine, transmission, the powertrain, battery, radiator, and other fluid
Yeah, but
coolers,
there's still paint on it.
Yeah.
master
and rust
cylinder,
in the
and
water
heater hoses.
Yes.
Okay. This is the most Uper thing I've ever read.
Or
all
maybe
year.
it's like when you see a fish tank and they've got like a little castle at the bottom.
yeah.
Maybe all the fishes are
creating
like,
a whole
this
thing.
is fucking
You
brilliant.
just gave us a playground.
Yeah.
There's just a guy down there with a helmet
Yeah.
and a chest of gold.
Update.
Why was there always a guy with a chest
know,
of gold
like-
and I'll scoop it
Fish don't care about that shit.
Update. Congratulations to Jim Schoen of Saginaw, Michigan, who had the closest guess. Thank you to everyone who participated. The funds raised will help our club and other scholarships.
So only one guy
local
got it
projects.
right?
See
They don't
you
have a
next
lot
year.
of people guessing that.
So I'm going to ask you guys,
When?
what date do you think that the 2019
Car drop.
car drop took place?
Was it a harsh winter we had this year?
I don't know.
A lot
In
of
some
snow
ways,
this
it was
winter.
a lot of snow. It was a lot of precipitation in Los Angeles, but
I'm going to go Star Wars Day, May the 4th.
May the 4th.
Very
Nice.
good, Jay. What do you
I'm going to
think?
say April 15th.
April Tax Day.
Yep.
I'm going to say April 22nd.
April 22nd.
I do think it was later in April.
Okay. One of you got within a week.
Oh,
All
like
right.
that. I like that.
That's not too bad because it could have been.
I mean,
any
we
time.
wouldn't have won, but still.
You would not have won at all.
But I would have had like loads of bragging rights around the town.
Totally.
Oh,
That's
for
right.
sure.
Now
You
whenever
can
we
still
see you.
claim them.
We'll get out of here on this. Townies, get your guesses in now. When do you think the Saturn fell through the ice up in Michigan? It was April 8th,
What?
2019 at
Jim Jefferies
8:51.
again? No,
that
was
was me.
me.
No, it was
I'm
May the
miles
4th.
away.
I'm
It was
April
you.
15th.
You're April
Oh, yeah,
15th,
tax
Jay. You're
day,
up.
Jay.
I thought he was
Global
April 4th.
warming.
Global
Warming,
warming, dude.
warming.
Earlier
It's
and
going
earlier.
down.
There you have it, guys.
All right, guys, that's a show. Great stories, great guests. Jim Jefferies. Again, go see him live. Check out his Comedy Central show. It is fantastic, and all of his stand-up specials and whatnot. He is a great guest. You have an open invite, and we'll get you on a live
thank
one,
you.
dude.
Oh, we'd love to have you.
And that's it. Oh, shit, we got to get back to work.
Dum 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 dum. Stick around, make a sound, calm her down. It's Dumb People Town.
Sklar Brothers Audio, a podcast network.